Diversity as part of a business model makes sense because I don't think you can be successful without it.
It was pretty apparent that this was a systemic issue that had gone on for generations and that it had actually, in many ways, gotten worse.
The commission and its work in and of itself is important, we think, critical to the success of this community.
I think now is where the grunt work begins, where we really get project owners to be engaged on every single project.
Councilwoman Lewis, and we know that she was about one of the most ardent and consistent advocates of African American empowerment and employment.
Basically, it says any construction work that was being done with city or public dollars that was eligible, then they had to have 20% of that workforce hours be with Clevelanders. Now, the first major use of the Fannie Lewis law that was successful was with University Hospital.
We had that opportunity because we sat at the table with Mayor Jackson, the 4 black contractors.
Myself, Fred Perkins Sr., John Todd, and Lonnie Coleman came together and we hired Congressman Stokes.
Our late Congressman Stokes and others who were sort of trying to craft the vision of what this thing would look like. We took that very seriously and we said, okay, if that's the role for us to play, we're going to play it and we're going to play it well.
CEA represents most of the major contractors in this area, and the contractors in this area are very much supportive of diversity and inclusion. We knew that because we represent major contractors that do most of the work in this area, we wanted to be a part of this process to make sure that as it was crafted, we were able to participate in this in a way that was meaningful and becomes lasting.
Everybody agreed that something needed to be done, so they were willing to stick it out, stay at the table until that happened.
In the Red Room, I mean, these were like work sessions with 2 hours, 30 people, word for word, line by line. I mean, he was there for 2 hours on 5 or 6 different occasions. So that produced this memorandum of understanding.
I think the MOU built trust because it dealt with difficult situations throughout the process. So it wasn't a quick thing, and had it been a quick thing, I don't think we'd still have the buy-in that we do.
We were invited to the table as a partner. So what we were doing is preparing individuals so that they could be successful in the second stage of the pre-apprenticeship training program.
So there were 2 things that needed to be done with the pre-apprenticeship training program. One, expose folks to the trades, what they are, what kind of trade would interest an individual, because in many cases females and minorities and Cleveland City residents weren't exposed to all of those things.
It is helping because we are trying to find ways, very good mentor protege programs, trying to find ways to build capacity with the smaller companies, trying to find ways to eliminate the disparities that have been prevalent in construction companies for minorities and females all along. So there are ways.
It's the first tradeswomen committee, in the Cleveland area through the Cleveland Building Trades. So with support like that behind us, I really think that we are reaching more women all the time.
Our role has really been around getting our high school students engaged in the construction fields, particularly at Max Hayes, where our students know that there is a real opportunity at the end of the pathway. We can bring students to fill that pipeline.
I think the commission is helping by using business people to educate other business people about the strengths of diversity. It's becoming real for more and more people.
When we get to the point that it's no longer a conversation, and we're not doing a video like this, then we would have overcome it. Then we would have been successful. We're not there yet.